Welcome to CMAP's Community Spotlight, where we talk with local people who are making a difference in our community. Today, we are here with Gilroy's second woman mayor of the city's 150 years. She has been a CPA for more than 30 years, has 2 adult children. Please welcome Mayor Marie Blankley.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Great to have you be here. So before we delve into some of the big issues and developments you've been working on, I'd like to know a little bit more about you personally.
Okay.
Tell us, what do you do for fun?
Okay. I love to hike. I love to go for walks. I like listening to music. I even like singing. I love spending time with my daughter in San Francisco and my son in Boston, probably because those are very big cities that I never had the experience of living in. Love being with my dogs. In fact, my husband texted me a picture this morning of my dog saying, "Is that lipstick on our dog?" I said, "Yeah, that's probably me." And then I, of course, love spending time doing things that move me. I mean, who doesn't? Things move us in different ways, but if we had more time, I would describe what some of those things are, but things that move me are I'm passionate and want to spend time and help others, particularly things about self-esteem and self-confidence.
Oh, that's
particularly
wonderful.
in women. Yeah.
So tell us about this ice rink and Gilroy partnering with the San Jose Sharks. This sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay, it is very exciting. I am very excited. So, Gilroy we're trying to be a recreation and tourist destination, and one of the big things that we've got coming down the pike here, we're trying to land the Sharks for our sports park here in Gilroy, and we're pretty much there. We're just with legal and all the little details and stuff, but the Sharks are looking to operate a 2 ice rink facility. It'll be a 100,000 square foot footprint out at our sports park, and they will operate it completely. It will take 18 to 24 months to construct.
Okay.
We're hoping to have a term sheet before the city council. I'm going to say in June, maybe August, because we don't meet in July, but very soon, so that by the end of the year, this whole thing is moving forward and they can start breaking ground by the beginning of 2023.
That's fantastic. So what does that mean for Gilroy?
Well, it means we'll have a presence of the Sharks. It's not their actual, hockey league team, but it's their entertainment side. It's the leagues for all the kids and youth, and pulling from the Monterey region and from the Watsonville region and from the Merced region. That's why they really like our location. And it's going to grow the sport of ice hockey. And that's going to it's going to anchor the sports park for who knows what else. Then we can build out our sports park with anything related to those kinds of activities. So it's a big deal.
That sounds fantastic.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Well, now Gilroy is becoming more of a tourist and a recreation destination.
Yeah, exactly.
What is Gilroy doing about this now moving forward?
Yeah, so in addition to the Sharks, we want to explore recreation opportunities around Gilroy Gardens. That's another area where the city has a lot of acreage. We had to go through a few hoops to make sure that land area was something that we could rightfully go out and solicit different kinds of recreational activities for, and we've done that. So we have the green light to go and see what requests for proposals we want to entertain. And it's been about mostly biking, mountain biking, in-place surfing. I mean, we've had a lot of different suggestions come out, but it's really cool to be in this position, right, to be able to entertain these kinds of things. So stuff like that we're going to have. And then on the same subject, we're also trying to, as a tourist and recreation destination, improve our downtown. And when I say improve, I mean capital improvements.
Explain that.
Yeah, we just got a grant for $3.9 million. It's from Caltrans. It's called Clean California, but that money is going to be used to seriously improve, pavement, storm drain, conduit underground so that wires can go under there, lighting, both of the alleyways that are downtown. So not just Gourmet Alley, which is the one that everybody hears about, from 4th Street to 7th Street, but also the alley on the east side of the buildings, right along the railroad tracks from Lewis to 7th Street, so that they won't just be more bike and ped friendly, they're going to be only bicycle and pedestrian, except for vehicles that need to go in and collect trash and things like that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
More cities need more of that.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. Well, that
We're
actually
excited.
brings me to my next question
Okay.
about commercial development.
Yep.
I've heard some things are happening. Can you explain what's going on with that?
I sure can. So there's a lot going on there. We have a whole new commercial center going in at 10th and Chestnut. So that used to be quite a dilapidated sort of center at that intersection. And now it's completely rebuilt, will be completely rebuilt, and there will be new things there, yet to be determined. I can tell you there'll be a Chick-fil-A there because the 5th grade students at St. Mary's School have thanked me for that, as if I'm responsible for bringing the tenants in anyway. But it was very cute of them. So that's just going to be something to look forward to, a whole new center there. And then we have quite a bit of interest in the lands on the east side of the freeway for industrial and commercial development. And we're going through the EIRs, which are environmental impact reports, the traffic studies, the ag mitigation, all these steps that you have to take. But the fact that we have interest to bring jobs to this part of Gilroy is fabulous. And so we're really hoping that that area is going to be the start of more commercial development, because we don't have enough. Too many of our residents have to travel in order to go to work. And so we're looking forward to that. Amazon, I forgot to say,
Yes.
Amazon Web Services. So that's the data center,
Okay.
not Amazon where you go shopping. But they're trying to put a 218,000 square foot facility on Camino Arroyo, between where the school district offices are and the outlets. And this will be huge. I mean, literally huge.
So what does that mean for Gilroy?
Okay, so it means jobs. I mean, it's not as many jobs as maybe some other jobs could be, but it's jobs, and that's more than we have now. And it's a presence of a company with that name here in Gilroy too, to be recognized, just like Google bought land in Gilroy. It's in the unincorporated Gilroy, so it's not our city limits. There's been no application to the city to do anything for the land, and the application, if there were to be one, wouldn't go to Gilroy. It would go to the county because it's in the county. But it's Google and it's Gilroy. And so it's how we inch our way towards, being noticed as a place to do business. And that's right, the campaign we started this year too,
Yes.
with Visit Gilroy and with the Chamber of Commerce and the Economic Development Corporation, is trying to say that Gilroy's open for business so that we can get some of those jobs that bring the commercial development brings the city more money than housing does, which is why communities to the north of us in this county are a bit wealthier than we are.
Mm-hmm. Now that brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
So with all this new development, what's going on with the public transportation?
Yeah. We don't have viable public transportation in Gilroy. That is something we are desperately working on. High-speed rail, though, just got their environmental impact report. The environmental impact study got approved by the High-Speed Rail Board April 27th, very recently.
Oh, wow.
So Gilroy, this is really significant for Gilroy, actually, because this is the Merced to San Jose stretch. And next to Dearborn in San Jose, Gilroy is going to be the most significant transportation hub on this stretch. And even though, we don't know how long it's going to be before we actually have it here, it's going to be here. And it's going to electrify the tracks between here, the railroad tracks that are existing, so that we can get way more than the 3 Caltrains that we get.
Yes.
And that will spur, everything spurs the next thing. And so you have to keep that momentum going. And I'm hoping that by sharing in the joy of this step for high-speed rail, right, that we can move more with Caltrain, with VTA, their bus services. We've also written a request for support for funding. And when I say we, I mean the Mobility Partnership of VTA, on which I sit. And it's the South Santa Clara County and Northern San Benito County Partnership, to get the 4th lane added to Highway 101, too, from Cochrane, where it goes down to 3, to start the process on getting that all the way to the 25 interchange, too. So that this is all happening simultaneously with trying to get more trains and more buses as we get into more housing and all that sort of thing. So we're getting there. We're growing up. Gilroy's growing up.
Sounds great. One last thing I wanted to talk about that you just brought up is housing.
Yeah.
And so what's happening with new housing developments And if you could explain more about that, that would be terrific.
Sure. The big push is for affordable housing, right? It's not just housing, but affordable housing. It's both, actually. The state of California has really declared a housing shortage. And so all cities are being asked to do away with this, not in my town. We want to stay small. We don't want any more here. I own my house, so you go find yours somewhere else. That kind of thing is what they're really trying to get away from. And so there's a big push to build lesser expensive housing, which means ADUs, accessory dwelling units, right? Or splitting single family lots to where you could add another home or a duplex or something on there.
Oh, that seems viable.
It is, yeah, it's viable. It's just that they don't come with any things that like parking restrictions. And so that's my concern. And I know concern of a lot of people is, well, if you're going to put more people in the same amount of space, right? It's still the same amount of space, but more people, how is this all going to work? And it is hard to visualize how it's all going to work if you don't have the job growth and the public transportation options where you are, because you need a car then, right? If you have to go to work somewhere else, you can't work here. And if you don't have public transportation that's viable, you need to use your car to get there. So we have to see how these things are going to work, but we're working on that. The affordable housing part is a little more tricky because affordable is defined county-wide. So
what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, it means affordable is a percentage of area median income. Okay, so we call low income housing for those who make 80% of area median income. We call very low income housing for those who make 50% of area median income.
Okay.
Extremely low is 30% of area median income. What's area median income? It's the area median of the entire county of Santa Clara, Palo Alto to Gilroy. And to put numbers to it, a family of 4 in Santa Clara County, right, the median income for a family of 4 is $154,000. Doesn't sound so low, does it? That's not right. I mean, what I'm saying is 80% of that is not such a low number. And so Gilroy residents really struggle to compete with an affordable home when most people to the north of us earn more. Gilroy's at the bottom of that income chain. So,
yes.
So someone else from San Jose is going to move down to Gilroy to get a lesser expensive home that they qualify for when our existing residents don't qualify, or some don't. So that's the challenge. That's what we have to work through. So just as long as people understand that that's how it's defined, that's what we're working with.
It sounds like you don't have your plate full at all.
I know. We're working though. I do want to add that Measure A is a county ballot measure that we all passed in Santa Clara County in 2016. And it brought $1 billion to our county from the voters, thanks to the voters with a bond, to provide housing that is more subsidized housing.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily based on those area median income things, but can help people who are maybe lower than that, right? Is all part of the plan to end homelessness. Well, that $1 billion that was just passed at the end of 2016 is almost completely spoken for already. And Gilroy has only one housing project that benefited from that funding. And
wow.
75 units. That's called the Gateway Apartments on Monterey, and that's great. But I'm hoping we as a city are trying to get another project in Gilroy before the funds are completely spoken for on 8th and Alexander, which is near our transit center, because it's beneficial to have housing near transit, even though there may not be viable transit there yet, there will be one day. And so we're getting there.
Well, it sounds like you've made a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to touch base on and tell the people?
I suppose, well, with respect to downtown, I want to point out that the city of Gilroy is investing $6.5 million in downtown in the next year or two. So that's
significant.
It's significant. And in addition to the grant money that we receive for the alleys that we're going to improve, we're also going to be adding a 140-space multi-purpose parking lot adjacent to Gourmet Alley behind the Neon Exchange and the Art Center. And that can be used for art and wine festivals or farmers markets or things of that nature that will be for events downtown too. So I think we're going to see a lot of improvements to the downtown, which is something that most Gilroy residents have been really, really hoping for.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us. I
thank
really
you for having me.
appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, Janine.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks.
Well, that's all we have for today's Community Spotlight. Please check us out soon again when we talk to more amazing folks doing fabulous stuff for our community.